how that helped you and how you knew that was going to help other people.
Okay, well, I already had clarity prior to actually writing my book. So for me, it was more of a, just getting to know other women through the sisterhood and understanding that my journey, although, I don't like to, and I want women and I want everybody out there to understand it's our journeys are our own. And it's really important for us to not compare, oh, well, they had it harder than I had, so, nobody's interested in my story. Everybody's story and everybody's perspectives are completely different. And it's not bad. It's not that, mine is worse. It's not a contest. And so I wanted people to understand that there is a way for us to get to the other side. And a lot of women and men who have grown up in an environment like myself with physical abuse and emotional abuse, those scars stay forever. And so it's how we navigate life and the choices that we make based on really self-love, self-worth, and self-esteem. So again, coming full circle, I think Life in Pieces from Chaos to Clarity is really my story and the inspirations that come from the lessons that I have learned to help and strategies to help others get to that other side.
And when you shared the story and you put that story together, did you worry about the reaction of releasing that book? Or did you just think, this is my story and it's going to help people and it's going to help me? How did you feel at the release of that book?
I was terrified.
Okay.
I was absolutely terrified. Once I wrote it, okay, so it's out there. And then I held my book in my hand and I was like so excited. And then I had the holy, I don't know if I can say what I knew on a rate, but I was like,
I know what you mean.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because secrets that I had been keeping for basically at that time, 52 years, were now coming to surface. And I'm a fairly even though I'm out there, I'm a very private person and I have a very small inner circle. So for me, it was like, holy crap, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. And now the whole world is going to know about me before I even know them. So putting that aside, though, I felt that it was for the greater good, that if I help and I post every day on social media, my goal every day when I wake up in the morning is if I can inspire one person, just one.
And I think you do more than that because I read your posts every day. You see that I look for that post.
Yes.
And here I love motivational things and yours are brilliant. I read them every day.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you.
think you're inspiring more than one. Definitely.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so, but my goal is every day, just one person.
Yeah.
And so I think that the fear after the initial fear of, and that holy crap moment was that if my book is going to help one person, and I know it's helped so many, that it's worth it. If my story is going to help somebody get to their other side, and there's many aspects of it through, different aspects of my life. And I'm a straight shooter. And so, and I talked about, obviously my parents individually and experiencing death and divorce and relationships and dating and you name it. I talk about it in the book and in a very candid way, because that's the only way I think that right. And I always say this on social media, and for some of you that do follow me, you'll know, or you've written with me, or you're looking to write. Writing is your soul on paper. And so when your soul speaks, then I think that is the inspiration, and that is where you can actually facilitate change in others.
And I think that's so true, because that's what you've helped me with, with the books that I've done with you. I just know
Mm-hmm.
that there's different ways that you've really, really made me think bigger, and why my story counts, and how it has helped people. And even personally, I've had people reach out to me that I didn't even think would be bothered by that part of my story, that have said, whoa, that really helped me. Thank you for telling me that. Even if they're not going through that or doing something else, they've gone, oh, this is amazing. Look at this. Thank you for sharing that. And it's made them think at different areas of their life and different times they may have coming up, in how that's going to help them in their areas of their life. So it's been really great to get that story out. And when you said earlier about sometimes you think your story is not going to matter, like what would anybody care about my story for? But honestly, just to share things and have it out there, people are interested in other lives in a good way.
Well, they absolutely are.
Yeah.
And I think that words, it's a different type of medium. I mean, it's different than a social media or a podcast or a TV show or anything like that. The words on paper are so powerful, and it's something that you can go back to. It's something that you can reread. It's something that lingers with you. And I think that is the most important thing, is that those words that and human emotion, fear, anxiety, whether it's self-loathing or self-love, these are all things that we all can relate to at different times in our lives. So it may not necessarily be the exact scenario, but we certainly understand those feelings.
No, it's good. So why did you decide to create the Sisterhood Folios? What gave you that idea? How was that different from other collections? And how has it continue to be different from other collections?
Okay, well, the Sisterhood Folios was really born as a combination. I never ask any of my authors to do anything I haven't done myself. So, the reason I wanted to do the Sisterhood Folios was to give women the opportunity to really share their story. Now, I know that there are other compilations out there, so if you're involved with that, that's awesome. For me, the Sisterhood Folios is an expression that the stories themselves are so in depth, and we limit the amount of authors in each book. It's actually a comprehensive story where you actually feel the journey. You go through the journey with the author, because each author has at least up to 16 pages in the book. So it's not a 1-2 page thing and you're like, okay, I want more. It's about the thoughts and feelings at the time of the author. So for me, I really wanted the meat and potatoes of the story, and getting to know the author and really featuring that author and the story behind it and the inspirations that made her the woman that she is today. And so these are important, and we've all lived a life. So often I say to people, what do you feel most compelled to talk about? And what is your message? And so part of that, and what makes our company different, Creative Publishing Group, is it's a hands-on experience. To me, and again, this goes back, if you kind of Google me and my history in event planning and different things that I've done, to me, it's all about the experience. So it's not just, oh yeah, I'm going to write a story and then, we never see each other. It's about the hands-on. It's about each person gets a coach. It's that coaching. It's that not a history lesson in a story, but the actual story, those feelings, that soul. And you really get to know the author. You really identify, and you really can change. And so that is where, we have professional editing and professional proofreading, and you're involved in every part of the process. That it is hands-on. You're included. We have a sisterhood community of authors where people can actually meet and get to know each other, because you never know what opportunities are going to be coming available to you.
Yeah. So when you put the titles together for the folios, I'm always impressed by the next title that comes out. How do you, so go over our titles and then just tell me, like, why do you pick that particular title, and what type of stories do you want to see go underneath that title?
Okay, so the first book, the first 3 books that launched already have all gone to #1 international bestseller on Amazon, which we're very, very proud of. The first book, starting with Live Out Loud. And when I came up with that title, it was like, hey, world, I'm going to live out loud. Here I am. Boom. I'm here.
Yes, love it.
Now I'm going to say what I got to say. And I think that was like, out of the gate, I'm going to live my life out loud. And I think a lot of the titles that that we come up with, a lot of them are, honestly, sometimes they just come to me in the middle of the night. I keep a running list.
Yes,
really.
Good.
And then I have a business partner, and we kind of go through everything and see what resonates at the time. But sometimes, to me, it's instinctual, and it's almost that it's like spiritually downloaded to me, and I have to feel it. So sometimes the title is really great, but not the time that I want it for. So Live Out Loud was, boom, here we are.
Yes.
The second one was called Born to Be Me. And I really do believe that those stories were, obviously it was a little bit softer title in a sense that it's not like in your face, but at the same time, I think the stories are so compelling because it really is, who were you? Like, where did you lose track? Where were you? Where were you? And where have you gone? What have you gone through? And, when did you discover that you were really born to be the person that you are today? And I think that's that kind of catharsis, that understanding that I've gone through this, and not going through your whole life saying why.
Yeah,
right?
I love that title as well. That's another really, really excellent title. Yeah.
Yeah. The third one, Ignite Your Inner Warrior. Well, hell, it's like on fire again, because, I never liked, for me, okay, this is a personal thing. I never like to use the word survivor, that I am an abusive survivor, or I'm a whatever. I look at it that I'm an effing warrior.
Yes.
Because I've gone through fire, hell, and back, and to claim who I am and find out who I am throughout my journey. And, I'm going to celebrate that because I'm a warrior. And so what that means to me and to the other authors, everybody has their own passion and purpose and in their journeys, what being that warrior was for them. And excuse me, the next book that we're actually launching, Sarah.
Yes, excited to see that.
June the 5th globally on Amazon. So it will be stay tuned and look at the ebook on June 5th. It's going to be $2.99 for 24 hours only. Is called Rebel Rising. And I came up with that. Well, it was a combination between my business partner and myself. I'm not going to take all the credit. I really love that whole rebel thing, because I've always been that, square peg trying to fit into that round hole.
Oh, yes.
I never,
I know.
ever fit in. And it plagued me for years, being bullied as a kid and all of these things. And I was just a born rebel. And that doesn't mean that, you can take it for whatever it is. But if you said left, I went right. And obviously, there's a lot of colorful experiences that happen along the way to find yourself into where you're born to be me. going back full circle.
Yes.
But really that rebel inside of you is, this is not how the story is going to end. This is not how, when you kind of look at yourself and go, you know what? I know I'm in like really, crap